What's up, everyone? I am Ernest Dove. This is the Dove Report. Let's talk more about the New York Mets draft, as in some of the prior drafts that are all connected, credited, or up to success-wise David Stearns, because I want to go over a couple of the draft classes specifically under David Stearns, because there may be a pattern here, ladies and gentlemen. He definitely has a type that I joked about on social media. I want to get into it with a group of players. What's working? What are some of the tools he's obviously looking for as arms and bats? And overall, is there a key theme, even for good or worse, going on? This is started by a question that I got from Joseph Abram in one of my previous videos. Thank you, Joseph, for the question. He asked about the 2025 draft class, some updates on how the players are doing. I figure I also want to get into the 2024 class, some of the updates, and I'll start with the beginning of his question. One of those guys, Dylan Carrey, who was signed as an undrafted free agent recently after the 2026 draft. He wanted to ask a little about him. He's an interesting player if you start researching it. A senior guy out of Nebraska who was basically the top college shortstop and above average defensive shortstop, defensive player of the year type shortstop, who put up really solid numbers. All across online, there were people confused, definitely throughout Nebraska. A lot of the writers, reporters were very confused why he wasn't drafted at all. Even as a senior, it made no sense. And it sounds like, reading a couple of other rumors, reports, articles, it looks like immediately after the draft, there was immediate questions, negotiating. And it sounds like, reportedly, the Mets actually won a small bit of a bidding war to sign Dylan Carrey. So I'm interested in what happens with him. But it's very small information, no real rumors or reports. Why in the world a guy like this doing so well in college, even as a senior, wouldn't get drafted? Now let me get to the past two drafts. What do we have a type for? There it is, right at the top, 2024, Carson Bench. We obviously know about Carson Bench because he's already a lineup core player for the New York Mets in 2026. He was a two-way player who actually put up some good numbers out of a college bullpen. They've had him strictly as a bat. Stearns type, one of those exit velo guys, two-way player, which also kind of means he wasn't overworked, but also means he's an above-average extra athlete. They gave him a shot. You see how it's working. One of those analytics as well. The top pitcher selected in 2024, Jonathan Santucci. Again, what is David Stearns' type? Well, filthy stuff with analytics, question marks about command. That's what we have, which, by the way, in turning pro, he lowered his walk rate, although all of a sudden, 2026, I've been reporting the Jonathan Santucci walk rate has gone up in 2026. It was lower from last season, but they're also working on that third and maybe even a fourth pitch. With enough consistency, Jonathan Santucci, in my opinion, is at least a mid-rotation arm. I don't know it's going as far as an SP2 frontline level. That's going to definitely be up to not only a third, but possibly a successful fourth pitch consistently to actually call him frontline projection. One of the other guys, again, what is the David Stearns type? Maybe it must be injured players, because Eli Serrano, unfortunately, in the top half of the Mets draft, he's been injured every season since he got selected. He looks like one of those guys, not a Carson Bench-ish maybe type player, known for exit velocity, projections, computers saying his power could show in pro ball. But while waiting on that, he's been injured all the time. We have to keep waiting for Eli Serrano. Even on the younger level, the young Trey Snyder smells like a couple of guys from the 2025 draft I'll get into. Trey Snyder as well, an extremely successful, versatile, above-average athlete who can play infield and outfield, but he's been injured now a few times every season. He's back now. He got extremely hot coming off of rehab assignments. He's slowed down a little bit. I'm curious to see. Still very young. Again, this is the type. Another guy who's been injured every pro season since being selected by the Mets, the big lumbering first baseman, Corey Collins, the on-base machine. He seems like a walking 400 on-base percentage guy in pro ball when he's on the field. Now, I know in 2026, he's finally staying on the field. Batting average has been low. For the last month and a half, all he does is get on base. It's been insane. At least a 900 OPS, maybe July, a little bit of June, 800. A lot of it stemming from the on-base percentage, but his home runs have also spiked up in 2026. He's older now at 24 years old, only in high A. I need and want to see Corey Collins in double A definitely this season to at least get a taste at the show me level. They also have the two pitchers. Here we go again. Elite stuff, currently injured. Starting pitcher Will Watson, who can throw up to 5 successful pitches with command issues. Then you have Ryan Lambert, who can get it to 100 miles an hour. Here we are. They're both on the IL. We have to wait them out. 2025, you know about it. They took the super athlete Mitch Voit, who's been struggling in pro ball, but with a ton of speed, ton of stolen bases, above average defense. Again, smells of David Stearns. Go for an elite athlete, defense, versatility, speed, and they use their computers to figure out the bat. So far, he started to get hot in June, slowed a bit in July, just had a 3-hit game out of the All-Star break. I want to see Mitch Voit in Double-A by the end of the year. The other super athlete taken behind him, Antonio Jimenez, he's gone in the opposite direction for the Mets. It was a struggle. They pushed him to high A as a college bat. He struggled mightily, staying under 200, maybe even in the 150s batting average before getting demoted. Started to get hot with low A Lucy. Then he's come down a little bit again. Sounds like even in pro ball, above average defender, he can handle the middle infield. How is the bat going to start progressing? For a guy now as a college bat in low A, it's one of those things, even first pro season, you need and want to see him at least back in high A at the end of the year to try to show some success with the bat. Pitchers, let's talk injuries. The high school kid, Peter Crusoe, injured. The college pitcher, Peyton Prescott, injured. Nathan Hall, injured. He has pitched 7 innings this season in pro ball. Cam Tilley, injured. What are all 4 of these pitchers have in common? They all have elite, above average, identified, projected stuff. Analytical guys. Will they all make it back healthy? Again, this is a boomer bust, high variance kind of organization now with the Mets under David Stearns. They're going for the potential frontline starters, back-end pen arms, core bats. It's what they're going for. They don't seem to be going for the high floor guys under David Stearns. You also have the younger kids like Camden Lohman, Dylan Stiltner. 2 high school pitchers. Guess what? Lots of walks, lots of Ks. Smells like David Stearns, some more. This is what we're getting, folks. They're like 19 years old each. Long way to go. In 3-4 years, will these kids be out of baseball because of poor performance and pitch command? Or will they both turn into either high leverage relievers or frontline mid-rotation arms? This is the gamble the Mets are taking. We've been at the high school draft pick level. You also have the high school kid, Anthony Frobos. Started extremely poorly at the beginning of the season. He started to pick it up in June, I believe. July, his numbers are back down again. He's going up and down in the Florida Complex League. At his age as a teenager, leave him in the Complex League till the Complex League season ends. Long way to go for this kid who also looks like an above-average athlete with some power potential. Then you have my sleeper guy with my bias, of course, Garrett Stratton, the 20th round pick in the 2025 draft, happens to be arguably the best draft pick in the entire class for the Mets, going on stats, not going on projections, ceilings. Garrett Stratton has a 150-ish ERA so far in Double-A after really doing well in High A. So he's already at the Double-A level in his first pro season. I wouldn't be shocked if he's tasted Triple-A at the end of this current season. I now fully want to project him as a ceiling of definitely a middle kind of bullpen guy, maybe a 6-7 inning guy. Can he get to 8-9? That would be amazing for a 20th round pick. But Let's keep it more conservative. I see him as a possible major league reliever out of the 20th round, led by his death ball pitch, a pitch that was taught to him by a Mets minor league coach. There's player development for you, everybody. That's my time. Thank you, Joseph, for the question. I want to try to answer a couple of more questions. My guy, Harris Weiss, I got you, man. I'm going to try to cover you in one of my near future videos for your question. If you guys have more questions, let me know. Overall, David Stearns, 2024, 2025, 2026 draft. What are your guys' early impressions? Are you mad? Do you like this gamble tactic for the high variance, high risk, high reward players? Let me know in the comments. Thank you.